Problem number 10 is an interesting problem. H of x equals x to the fourth minus 5x squared minus 12x plus 28. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to type it in, and I actually have it already typed in. But before we get going too far on this, one thing that we can notice about this problem is that the degree of this function is 4, which means there should be 4 roots. And when we type in the function, here is our function. We type it into the calculator and we draw the picture, we get this picture. And what we can see is that there's a root here at 2. But if we look up here at our box, it says two things. It says, what do you do when you're missing a term, which we'll deal with in a moment, but it also says, remember what you know about multiplicity to help you here. Well, what we know is that when we touch, then our function is a quadratic. And quadratic means that we have an exponent of 2. And consequently, when there's an exponent of 2, we repeat. So we have two 2's that are answers to this particular problem. And now that we get that part of the problem, we can go to our synthetic division. And what we have is we have 1, but notice that we don't have an x cubed term. So this is going to be plus 0. Then it's going to be minus 5, minus 12, plus 28. Fourth degree for the 1. Third degree has the 0. Second degree is the negative 5. First degree is the negative 12. 28 is the 0 degree. And then we're going to take our roots over here, which are 2. We'll carry down the first term. 2 times 1 is 2. 0 plus 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4, and negative 5 plus 4 is 1. And it should be negative 1. We'll subtract. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. And negative 12 minus 2 is negative 14. And 2 times negative 14 is negative 28, which gives us a 0. And we could clearly see on our picture in our graphing calculator that there was a 0. But once we do that, we need to go through the process again. And we're going to use our 2 again. Carry down the 1. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. 2 times 4 is 8. Negative 1 plus 8 is 7. 2 times 7 is 14. And once again, we get a 0, which we want. And as we go back and look at the problem here, we started with x to the 4th. Then when we divided, we decreased by 1. When we divided again, we decreased the degree down to x squared. And now what we have is we have x squared plus 4x plus 7. And that means that we can use the quadratic formula. So A is 1, B is 4, C is 7, and we're going to put that back into the quadratic formula. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c, all divided by 2 times a. Well, when we pull out our calculators again, we get negative 4 plus or minus the square root. Let's type that in. And we have negative 4 squared, b squared, minus 4 times a times c. Which gives us negative 12. All divided by 2. We found 2 roots. We're looking for a total of 4. We've got our plus or minus in here, so we're getting close to being able to finish on this one. But as we do, we're going to simplify this with a reminder, yet again, the square root of negative 1 is I. And then for 12, it's going to be 4 times 3, which is 2 times 2 times 3. And what we need are two of the same value, wrong color, but two of the same value to take out 1. So we took it out. And over here then, don't forget that we have I. So when we put this back into the problem, this is going to be negative 4 plus or minus 2i, 2i square root of 3 divided by 2. To get our final two roots, we need to simplify that expression. And 4 and 2 and 2 are all even numbers. Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, I. And 2 divided by 2 is 1. So as we fill in our remaining two roots, we end up with negative 2 plus I radical 3 and negative 2 minus I radical 3. And if you choose to write it as negative 2 plus or minus I radical 3, we're fine with that.